migrants. And, people just swear that this is not a real problem. But let's let somebody talk to
Common
it
Sense
and
101.
see what she says.
The Venezuelan prison gang known as Tren de Aragua has taken over an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado, right outside of Denver. The property manager known as CBZ Management has been trying desperately to regain control of their apartment that they have just spent $300,000 to bring to code with renovations, but they can't even go in there because the Venezuelan gang has taken over their apartments. The city has denied the allegations. Local officials and the media, including Kyle Clark of 9 News, have denied the allegations, even though they have posted eviction notices on the doors of residents and given them a very short amount of time to move out, find somewhere else to live, figure it out, we don't care. If this had been Cherry Creek, if this had been Greenwood Village, Jared Polis, the Colorado governor, would have sent in the damn National Guard. But because it's full of black and brown people in Aurora, nobody cares. This is a very dangerous problem. This is just a testing ground. You need to understand this. This CBZ management says, we would like to be able to resume normal operations at our buildings, but we cannot do so under the threat of present and immediate danger against residents, staff, and management. The spokesperson for this company goes on to say, this is an issue our city needs to face head on with law enforcement and the further support of our state and country's leaders, border czar Kamala Harris, to protect affected tenants, the surrounding communities, and Americans across the nation. Translation: CBZ management is giving the country and the surrounding areas in Denver a heads up. Your community is next. And if you think you're protected because of how you vote or because of your location, you're not. You're not safe. Your children are not safe.
All right.
You better get civic minded and stop saying, I'm not into politics, because politics is into you. You got Kamala Harris running around now wanting to be the head of the entire country, but she has spent the last 4 years ignoring the border as the borders are, although she was given that job. And for somebody who claims to be a baddie and a boss lady and a strong, empowered woman, she didn't take the lead on a damn thing, except ignoring you and putting twerking rappers and fried chicken into neighborhoods to try to get your vote. Once again, for failing you the previous 4 years. But guess what? She wants a chance to do it all over again. This is unbelievable.
It is.
DHS, Department of Homeland Security, was investigated by the Office of Inspector General. There was a report in June that was the final report issued that says DHS needs to improve its screening and vetting of asylum seekers and non-citizens applying for admission into the United States. This is a very detailed report. I suggest you go read it so that we cannot be
the Democrats and all them, they're not going to read that. Just like they're not going to read Project 2025, but they'll just, swear that that's Trump's thing. And, that, they're uninformed. They're not going to read it. All right. So what she's telling you is that the migrants have taken over Denver, right? An apartment complex in Denver, to the point where they become dangerous, right? They're from Venezuela gangs, right? The same place that Donald Trump is telling you they're coming from, prisons, and all type of, what do you say? The crazy houses or whatever is what I'll just say. But they're coming into the United States, flooding in, no vetting process or nothing. Now they're terrorizing cities and terrorizing apartment complexes that people are staying in, where they're trying to evict people so that they could just try to clear the migrants out of there. And this is exactly why Kamala Harris, since she's been campaigning, and one thing people are not saying, right, because we know she's not answering questions, she hasn't been down to that border since she's even started her campaign. She hasn't went down to the border at all. Trump and Vance have been down there twice already. They've been down there twice. She has not went down there at all. So to tell me that she cares about the border and she hasn't even went down there to campaign, because she knows that that's a state that she's probably going to lose. You tell me you care about the border, but you ain't been down there. just within the time that you've been selected. That's what the media is not even talking about right now, because we're so focused on her not answering questions and her campaign. Why hasn't she been down to the border since she's talking about she wants a border policy now all of a sudden? Man, this migrant issue is a big freaking problem. And I don't care what side of the aisle that you're on, it's ridiculous and it needs to stop. It costs cities millions of dollars, and in Chicago's case, billions of dollars, and they don't have the infrastructure to take care of these people, and it affects black and brown communities. The same lady that y'all trying to go up there and vote for because she's black is the same lady that doesn't care about the migrants coming in. She's already said that, we're not going to treat them like criminals, even though the criminals are coming in, but she will let them come in your community, take over your resources, your schools, and literally get one of your jobs. And guess what? You're going to be sitting there talking about how unfair it is, because they're also giving them Visa gift cards and all type of stuff so that they can live comfortable while you go and struggle and pay your taxes, and your tax money is going to them. But what you're voting on is 4 more years of that. Everyone that is in a sanctuary city should be voting Republican in this election. It doesn't make any sense, right? Right. She ain't been to Europe either. She hasn't been down to the border since she started her campaign at all. See, that if I'm Trump, or if I'm somebody in Trump's camp, I would tell him, listen, you hit her on all those same points, but why don't you hit her on the same point of, if she cares so much about the border, tell her, why hasn't she been down there since she started her campaign? That would shut everything up. This woman is a fraud. Man, we didn't have a migrant issue under Trump. Trump was the main guy saying, build the wall. And what were people saying about him? Oh, he's racist. He's trying to say this about Mexicans and this and that. And he was trying to tell you that if we let them in, these are the things that are going to happen. People like Laken Riley, the one lady from Arizona that Donald Trump just went down there, and her daughter got unalived and thrown into a drain pipe from a migrant. Migrant crimes out there in New York City, a migrant unalived a cop. These people will be alive. But there's no real urgency or agenda when it comes to closing up the border. Because I believe there's a bigger play here. Most people already understand that. Most people already understand that they just want Democratic votes. And I'm gonna show y'all one more article. And I did save this article. I got it right here. Right? This is the article I want to show y'all. This article right here says what? It says the judge blocks Biden's policy offering residency to certain immigrants married to U.S. citizens.
Audio Jungle.
You see what they're trying to do? They're trying to find ways to get them to be legal citizens so they can vote. This is all a Democratic play. Let them in. They're going to vote for us because we're the ones that got them here. And then let's try to find a way to get them legal citizenship, ways to get a legal a work permit and all this stuff. Your man Tim Walz is the man that is out there giving out driver's license to migrants. And y'all, bro, and then y'all want me to believe that Kamala Harris has a real border policy when Tim Walz is supporting migrants coming to Minnesota. He's giving them licenses, driver's licenses, and everything else. But y'all wanted me to believe that Kamala Harris really wants to shut down the border, when for 4 years she was labeled the border czar, which is who she is, and she let in millions of people. All of a sudden, she wants to stop it. Man, if y'all don't get the hell up out of here, man, I'm not no dummy. This is why y'all can't mess around with people that are informed. Y'all can play that junk on uninformed voters and tell them all some lying talking points, but we already understand what's going on. They want migrants. They just gonna print money. They're just gonna keep printing it, man. They don't care. He's running mate mandated for tampon male mandated for tampons in boys' bathrooms and public schools. And I live in Connecticut. And guess what just became a state mandate the other day? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Tampons in boys' bathrooms and public schools.